Hello everyone, today I will be showing you how to create custom color swatches and custom gradient swatches in InDesign. So what you want to do is open up the InDesign software. Any kind of document settings will work because all we're doing is creating the swatches and it doesn't matter what size the document is, whatever. Just go with the default setting if you're confused and that will be good enough for the tutorial. Now the first thing I want to do is create shapes so that we can fill them with the colors that we create later on. So I'm going to create a rectangle by clicking on the rectangle tool right here and clicking and dragging on my document. And I'm going to create a circle by clicking and holding on the rectangle tool and going down to ellipse tool, selecting that. Once again, clicking and dragging in the document. Now, to open up the swatch window, all you have to do is go to Window, up here, Color, and then go to Swatches. As you can see, there is a swatch icon right here that you could also click, but in case your software doesn't have that bar or you just can't find it for whatever reason, you could always go up to the window option and find it that way. So once you have your swatch window open, what you want to do is go here at the drop-down menu and click New Color Swatch. And this is to create just a solid color first. So we have swatch name, and I just keep it as the CMYK values, but you can change it and rename it to whatever you want. Color type, I keep it on process because process is if you're using a multitude of colors. Spot color type is if you're only using either one or two colors, and color accuracy is critical. But for the most part, you just want to stick with process. Color mode. We have all these different options of color modes to choose from. Typically, you're going to stick with CMYK because that is the preferred mode for anything that is going to be printed out, because that is how printers make up color, is using CMYK. If you're creating something that's purely going to be viewed digitally on a computer monitor, you're going to want to use RGB because that is what our computer monitors make color out of. But all these other ones are just different kind of colors, and if you click, they're colors that are already created that you can use. But for this tutorial, we're going to create our own colors. So we're going to go into CMYK, and what you want to do is just move that, and then all these other colors are going to show up. And depending on how you adjust each value is the different colors that you're going to get. So I'm going to create burgundy color. Okay, so that looks good. And then once you get the color that you want, you just press OK. And it'll automatically be added down here at the bottom of your color swatch window. Now, same thing if you want to create a gradient. You just go up here into the drop-down menu, New Gradient Swatch. And as you can see, everything's kind of grayed out. So what you want to do is just double click on this little thing right here, and this will activate the window. This leftmost toggle will be the beginning of your gradient. So just choose whatever color you want to start your gradient with. We'll do a blue color. How's that? And then this will be the last color in your gradient. So if you want to go to black, you can just keep it on black. If you want to go to white, there you go. And this, as you can see, takes your colors from your previously made swatches. That's a cool feature. Or if you just want to create a new color, go back to CMYK and create the color that you would like the gradient to be. And I'm just going to go with a deep blue, just because I think that would be pretty. Okay, that looks good. And this thing in the middle, you can move it left or right to alter the way the gradient will look. Depending on how harsh you want it to be. But normally the middle will be typical. So once you're finished with that, just press OK. And as you can see, it's added right below the new color swatch that we created. Now, to apply these colors to the shapes, what you want to do is make sure your selection tool is selected, and then double click on the shape that you wish to fill. Now down here is like your color tools. This square is the fill option, and then this one is the stroke option, which is kind of like adding a border. So you want to make sure that this fill option is pressed and is like on top of the stroke. And then just choose whatever color you would like. So we're going to put our color swatch into the rectangle. And as you can see, the color was applied. Once again, we're going to put the gradient in the circle, so our selection tool is selected. Make sure you got the circle, and our fill option is on top, so we're good. And then press your gradient. And you applied your gradient swatch. Another cool thing about Indesign is they have this gradient swatch tool right here. You click that. You can click and drag within wherever you applied the gradient and change the direction, or even once again change the severity of the gradient and how it looks. So if I do this, see how it's just very harsh, but if I drag it all the way, it'll be a very gradual gradient. So you could always alter it again once you get out on your document if you don't do it in the gradient swatch window. And once you like it, that's about it. And that is how you create custom color swatches and custom gradient swatches in InDesign.